everybody? I'm Doug from Storytellers Union. Thanks for dropping by Storytellers Studios East. I want to tell a little story and maybe open up a conversation about something today. So, about a month or so ago, I picked up Easy Bass, and it was clear pretty quickly that I wasn't really going to need my bass guitar anymore. Not because I don't enjoy playing bass, but I've got a bunch of guitars and one bass guitar, and I even started out playing music in my teens as a bass player, but kind of evolved to guitars and a lot more songwriting. So I take my Gibson SG bass that I've had for probably about 10 years. It was it was probably one of the guitars I've kept the longest before trading it or rotating it out. Anybody who has any kind of gear acquisition syndrome knows that sometimes you have to trade out to keep that habit going and to feed that beast. But I'd held on to this one for a while. But it was time to let it go, give it a new home where it wouldn't sit and collect dust. So I go to my local guitar shop. So during this transaction, when I'm talking about trading, we're negotiating price and everything, and how exactly the trade's going to go for the SG Gibson to this Gretsch guitar I'm getting. One of the guys in the guitar shop asked why I'm trading. It's a pretty nice guitar, and I explained to him that I have a couple other guitars. I always really wanted a Gretsch like this, and this seemed like the opportunity to trade because I just picked up Easy Bass, and it became clear to me that I wasn't going to need a bass guitar anymore because this would fit my bass guitar needs. And then I went in and started singing the praises and really just being a huge Toontrack fanboy at that point, talking about how I already use Easy Drummer, how I already use Easy Keys, and it really helps with the songwriting process and just laying everything down. This leads to a discussion about MIDI in general and programming, and I'm asked, is that kind of like cheating? Aren't you kind of cheating when you're playing this music then? Now, I had to think about this because I get that it was coming from a genuine question. And hey, aren't you cheating? Because the guys that run this place and the guys that are in there all the time, they're players. They're there. They're always sitting around. They're always playing. They have a lot of live stuff going on. Not so much now in the time of a global pandemic, but nevertheless, they're live players. I'm not a live player. Haven't been a live player for years and years. I'm a guy who has a basement studio and a day job. And I had to think of exactly how to answer this in an unoffended way, because I really shouldn't be offended by this because it's the way I make music, and I believe it was a genuine question. And hey, isn't that kind of cheating since you don't play all that stuff? And I could make the argument that I spend the time programming it, but if you've ever used the Toontrack stuff, there's little programming involved. You set up the chord structures, you set up the beats, and you can run with it. But for people who use music creation software like the stuff from Toontrack, so you got your Easy Drummer, Easy Keys, now Easy Bass, a lot of this stuff still requires some level of skill to play. I'm not saying I'm sitting down behind a kit or sitting down behind a piano and actually playing this stuff, and now I'm not even picking up a bass guitar. However, with the Easy Bass, I can at least knock out what I want as a guitar part on one of my guitars and then transpose it to MIDI using Easy Bass and get a really cool bass sound. But after thinking about this for a while, and thinking about people who actually use other types of music creation software like loops and things of that nature, so to me at the end of the day, it's more like using studio musicians. And that's what I told them. It's like, I'm not a drummer. I don't have a kit in my house. I don't have an electronic kit or a kit I can mic up. It's more convenient for me, and you got to use what you've got. I think that's the bottom line. You've got to use what you've got. Would I love to be able to mic up a drum set? Would I love to be able to mic up my amp, get real players in here, or play it myself? Absolutely. But, I'm not the first person in the world to just work with what they've got. And there's a lot of people out there who I think would see it the same way as I do, that, hey, it is just like using studio musician. You're still writing the songs. You're still basically telling the players what to play to get your songs to come to life. But I want to throw it out there to everybody and get your all's opinions on it. Do y'all think that using things like MIDI and loops in a musical setting, is that cheating? Is it a help? Is it a hindrance? Is it a crutch? Or should we all just be using what we've got to make the best art we can? I want to pass it off to you and ask you guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to thank everybody who continues to like and subscribe to us here and over on our Facebook. Don't forget we have an Instagram. I'll put links and everything down below. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Be kind. Later, everybody.